So it's absolutely amazing. Like, I know you from year one, and the evolution of you as a player has been remarkable.
Yeah.
Last night, like, just walk us through how you got yourself prepared to get in that game. And also, I'm also wondering, I know you're a gamer, but how much has watching Francisco Lindor in situations like that inspired you to do what you did last night?
Yeah, I think it's contagious. I think when you see your teammates come through in big situations, you know that you can come through in those big situations as well. And I think it puts, let's say less pressure on like that one situation because one of your teammates has already come through in those situations. And so like every time it's done, you know it's even more possible. And so, that seeing is believing kind of deal. And then as far as getting ready for last night, there's a lot of strength tests that happened, and there was also swinging that, we were trying to do not too much, but make sure that it was okay. And so when I passed all those tests, it was good to go. And from that point on, it was mainly about, just staying warm, trying to keep these muscles warm, especially, in the colder weather that we're having. And so just trying to focus on that and just be available whenever my name was called on last night.
Which is interesting. It's different than being on the bench and Mendy saying, go get ready to pinch hit, and you can go underneath.
Yeah.
You're thrown in as a pinch runner early enough in the game that you know that most and then you're tested right away in the outfield.
Yeah, right.
Going back on that ball, is there is just instinct kick in, or are there any thoughts like, all right, I got to watch the way I jump, or just
No. You're just trusting instincts that, hey, just if I wasn't able to follow my instincts, I wouldn't have been out there. And so you're just really okay, hey, let me go back and get that ball. And then after you catch it, you're like, okay, well, that was a great test for it. And I feel good. And so just really glad that I was able to make the play. And then secondly, to not feel anything was amazing. But yeah, you're just trying to let your reactions take over. That's the point you want to get to if you're going to play, is you want to be able to trust your reactions and what, all that muscle memory that you've built up.
It's interesting, and it's hard to put, extra weight on a game in May.
Yeah.
But, that win after a game where you were almost no hit, all right, you risked falling 2 games under 500 with a big series against the Phillies. 1 game under 500, 1 game out of the wild card, without Francisco Alvarez, JD late, without, Cody. How much do you think that win can propel you, as well as earlier in the month, the flu game with Francisco?
Yeah, no, they're huge. At the end of the year, things usually come down to 1 or 2 games. And so that's how we know every game is important and every game really matters. And so you're fighting to win every game all the way until the end, because moments like that can happen and will happen if you don't give up and if you just keep fighting. And I really think that just speaks to the way this team is, of being able to come back and continue to fight until the end. And that kind of like thought process will help in getting you to the playoffs at the end of the year and being one of those teams that gets to continue on. And so I think it's really important in the way that we fight and the way that we go about our business, and just to never give up until the very end.
Lastly, in seeing your career path from the beginning, and just speaking to you every spring training, you work on something different, and each time, whatever you work on, you master it.
Yeah.
Looking back now at yourself, what do you see as your evolution as a baseball player from day one to now?
There's been a lot of evolution. I mean, I don't even know if I could go through all of it, but I've tried, like you said, to find something to improve on every year. And I think, just playing the game as well has helped with trying to just gain that experience and use it as I'm going forward. Even for situations like last night, where I was able to, really come through in a big situation. But there's been a lot of situations up to that point where I haven't come through that I've been able to draw on and be able to learn from those experiences. And so I think it's just always trying to continue to learn in this game and never think that you have it figured out. But always take every failure and try and learn from it. And then same with the successes. Like, there's always something to be learned from every situation in this game. I think if you keep that mindset, you'll continue to get better and you'll continue to find more in yourself.
Lastly, I'm not so sure that the swing was more dangerous in the post-game celebration. I mean, did you feel that? I mean, Francisco was hugging you. I mean, did you actually feel anything at that point?
No. It was pure adrenaline at that point, and I felt amazing out there. So even if something would have happened, I'm not sure I would have felt it right then. But you're right. That probably was the more dangerous part, and but I would do it all over again. And it's just a moment that surely not forget anytime soon. And I'm just really glad that it was able to happen. But definitely didn't feel any. I feel good today as well, and really happy that moment happened.